Hey guys, it is Ian here, and this is my lab video for INTC 2030, Lab 5. Here on that screen I have a couple tasks we're going to be performing. We're going to be performing exercise 5.1, managing the Windows routing table, and exercise 5.2, installing the routing and remote access role. Getting started here. What we're going to do is we're going to configure the first two network adapter cards on the server. Go ahead and start the first one here. If you go to the network connections and manage connections, it'll show you the adapters. You can right click properties, then go to IPv4. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck IPv6. We're going to use the following address: 192.168.10.1 with a 24-bit mask. And then the second network adapter card is going to be 192.168.11.1, and it's also going to be a 24-bit mask. Okay, we can go ahead and close out of that. Now next what we have to do is we're going to add an exception to the firewall to allow pings through the firewall. You can click Start, you can go to Administrative Tools and Windows Firewall. Go ahead and click Inbound Rules, and we're going to add a new rule. This is going to be a custom rule. Click Next. It's going to affect all programs, and click Next. Now to allow pings through, we're going to select the ICMP v4 under the protocol type and click Next. For the which local IP addresses, any, and same thing with the remote IP addresses. We're going to allow the connection and click Next, and then leave the default setting on that. Click Next. We're going to name this one Allow Lab Ping. Alright, make sure that there is a green arrow that it accepts it. So we did this on the W2K 801 server. Next, we have to go do this on the W2K 802 server. I'm going to hop now. Alright, go to Manage Network Connections. This is the first one. Now for this one, we're going to give it the 192.168.11.2 IPv4 address, and also a 24-bit mask. You can click OK and then close. And now for the second one, we're going to change the IPv4 address to 192.168.12.2, and it also is going to be a 24-bit mask. Go ahead and click OK. Close, and then we're going to close out of that. Go ahead and close out of that. Now next we have to do is add the exception on the second server also. So as before, we'll go back to the inbound rules. We're going to add a new rule. It's going to be custom, all programs. And leave the default rule apply. We're also going to name this one Allow Lab Ping. Click Next. And that creates it. Make sure that the arrow is green. Go ahead and click Close. Now we're going to test the connections. So the first network we're going to ping is the 10.1 network, and this is the network of the computer we're on right now. And of course it connects. Now we're going to test the 11.1, which is the second adapter on the same computer, and it connects. Next we are going to apply the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to ping the first local area network adapter on the second server by typing 11.2, and it's going to connect. Now when we get that response back from the host, what it's saying, that ping is saying, is that it's reaching the destination and it's also getting a response from the host. Now we're going to type in the second network adapter for the second server. And as you see here, we get a ping transmit fail error code 1231. That's due to the fact that the ping cannot reach the destination. So next what we're going to do is we're going to hop over on the second server and we're going to ping back to the first server. We're going to type in the 11.2 network. We're going to type in the 12.2 network. Alright, and both of those networks are the first and second adapter on this second server. Now we're going to try the other server. Excuse me. Alright, the 11.1 works, which is the second adapter on the first server. And then we're going to try the first adapter on the second server. On the first server. And we get a ping transmit fail. That means it cannot reach the destination from where it's at right now. So in order to correct that, we're going to have to enter static routes into the server manager snap in. We're going to click add roles, server roles. We're going to check the network policy and access service. We're going to click next. We're going to click the checkbox next to routing and we're going to add the required roles. Click install. Once it installs, you can go ahead and close that out. So you can go ahead and close out of this and go to the server manager and we're going to click the routing and remote access node of the network policy that we just installed. We're going to right click it and enable static routing. Once we do that, we can go ahead and click, it's going to show the configuration. Click custom configuration. Then we're going to do local area network routing. Click finish. And start the service. So next what we have to do to reach that network that we couldn't ping earlier is we're going to create a static route. To do that, I am now in the routing and remote access part of the MMC snapping and administrative tools. I've expanded the first server and the IPv4 of the first server. Right click static route, enter a new route. The interface is going to be the local area network connection 2 and the destination address is going to be the route that we couldn't reach earlier, which is 12.2. The network mask is going to be 24-bit, of course. And the gateway address is going to be 11.1. I'm going to click close. Now I'm going to switch over to the second server. Now I'm in the the routing and remote access. Once you right click the static routes, and we're going to create a new static route. This time it's going to be the local area connection for the first one, and it's also on the second computer of the IP address that we couldn't reach, which was the 10.1. The network mask, of course, is 24-bit. And the gateway is going to be the 11.2 address. Go ahead and click OK. And that creates the static IP address to the first server. Now I'm going to hop over to the first server again, and we're going to test the static route. We're going to ping the address that we couldn't reach earlier, which is 192.168.12.2, and we get a reply back. Now we're going to hop over to the second server. And we're going to ping the 192.168.10.1 address that we couldn't reach earlier and see if we can get a response. And we got a response. That completes my lab video for Lab 5, the INTC 2030. Thank you guys for watching.